Okay, this is one of the most epic stories in all of human history. You've got an entire people escaping slavery, and boom, they're suddenly trapped between a furious army and an impassable sea. So today, we're going to break down the original account of what happened, going straight to the source text itself, Exodus chapter 14. So just imagine this for a second. You've just been freed, but now you are completely cornered. Behind you is the most powerful army in the world at the time. In front of you, a massive sea. There is literally no way out. This is the impossible crisis at the very heart with this story. So the first question is, how did an entire nation end up in such a terrible spot? Well, as we're about to see, this wasn't an accident. Nope. It was actually a deliberate move in a much, much larger divine strategy. According to the text, this was a setup from the get-go. God intentionally leads the Israelites to a place that looks like a total dead end. The whole point is to make them look confused, lost, and totally vulnerable, basically baiting Pharaoh into thinking he has them right where he wants them. But why? Why orchestrate such a dangerous, high-stakes situation? Well, the text is super clear about it. This is all about making an unforgettable statement. The goal is to demonstrate ultimate power so that the Egyptians would know, without a single doubt, who was really in control. And just as predicted, Pharaoh totally takes the bait. That initial decision to let the Israelites go, it very quickly sours into regret, and that regret sparks a massive, full-scale military mobilization. And here it is, the moment of regret. Pharaoh and all his officials suddenly realize the massive economic hit they're about to take by losing their entire slave labor force. I mean, you can almost hear the anger in that question. Their change of heart is immediate, and it is absolute. And the response? It is absolutely overwhelming. The text gives us this one specific number to really show you the scale of this thing. 600. 600 of Egypt's most elite chariots. Think of them like the special forces, the tanks of the ancient world. And that's not all. It was them plus every other chariot they could find. We're not talking about a small chase here. This is the entire might of the Egyptian empire in hot pursuit. Pharaoh's actions are just swift and decisive. There's zero hesitation. From that first moment of regret, his army moves with chilling military precision. They pursue, and then they finally corner the Israelites exactly where the divine plan intended, trapped by the sea. Okay, so this brings us to the moment of absolute crisis. The Israelites look up, they see the dust clouds of this massive army approaching, and they realize the trap has been sprung. They are caught with absolutely nowhere to run. And the people? They react with pure, unfiltered terror. In this moment, slavery back in Egypt actually seems like a better option than the certain death they think they're facing. Their words to Moses are just dripping with bitter accusation. It's a sign that their faith has completely collapsed under the pressure. And you can just feel the tension here, right? It's this incredible contrast. On one side, you have the people just completely panicked, absolutely losing it. And on the other side, you have Moses, their leader, who is just rock solid. He basically tells them, hey, calm down. Just stand still and watch what happens. And that right there, that's the core conflict of this whole story. Raw human fear up against a divine promise. And remember, everything we're talking about comes directly from this ancient text. So now let's see how that divine promise actually plays out. All right, so this tension, it all resolves with the climax of the story, a miraculous intervention that provides a totally impossible escape route. The command given to Moses is so simple, but it's unbelievably monumental. There's no complex ritual, no long prayer, just a single authoritative gesture. Stretch out your hand and divide the sea. The text actually gives us the mechanics of the miracle. It isn't just a sudden poof and the water's gone. No, a strong east wind blows all night long, driving the water back, drying out the seabed, and creating a walkable path, flanked by literal walls of water on either side. And in their arrogance, their sheer determination, the entire Egyptian army follows right behind them. They charge straight into the very path that was created to save their enemies, completely confident in their power and their chariots. So this brings us to the dramatic resolution, where the two groups, both caught between these incredible walls of water, meet two very, very different fates. Inside this sea passage, the dynamic shifts completely. The text says God intervenes directly, throwing the entire Egyptian army into chaos by, get this, clogging their chariot wheels. It cripples their main advantage and turns that dry seabed into a muddy trap. The moment the very last Israelite is safely across, Moses stretches out his hand again. But this time, the walls of water collapse, and the sea returns to its full strength, crashing down right on top of the entire Egyptian army. And the text uses this stark, final phrase to really hammer home the totality of the destruction. The threat that had them absolutely terrified just hours before was now completely and utterly gone. For the Israelites, this event causes a profound transformation. Witnessing this incredible act, their fear of Egypt is totally replaced by a deep awe, a reverent fear of God. Their shaky, wavering faith, it solidifies in an instant. And now they believe in both God and in his servant, Moses. Ultimately, this story is so much more than just a miraculous escape, right? It becomes a cornerstone of an entire people's identity, really the defining moment in their relationship with the divine. And that leaves us with one final thought. How does a single event like this echo through millennia, shaping a culture, a faith, and a nation's very understanding of itself?